Powers of arrest aren't just a privilege of the police. We all have limited powers to apprehend criminals. This video explains when and how you can invoke those rights and to what extent. Let me start with the oldest and most often used people power, breach of the peace. This 1,000-year-old law predates the police service when it fell upon the public to tackle criminal disruption and uphold the king's peace. Back then, when a king died, the power to uphold the peace would lapse with him. Anarchy would often result as criminals were immune from prosecution until a new king was crowned and restored the peace. In 1272, Edward I passed a law that the king's peace was to be maintained in perpetuity, and these powers to keep the peace remain with us today as part of the common law. You might have used it yourself without even knowing, such as preventing a fight from breaking out or to stop someone from damaging property. Over the years, breach of the peace has been defined by the courts as whenever harm is actually done or is likely to be done to a person or in his presence to his property, or a person is in fear of being so harmed through an assault, an affray, a riot, unlawful assembly, or other disturbance. This means as long as there is an actual threat of harm, you can use breach of the peace to temporarily restrain or detain a person until that threat has passed. The threat of harm must be real and immediate. That breach has to be taking place or about to happen. It can't be used as a way of punishing someone or detaining them for a breach that's already passed. You can't arrest someone for breach of the peace just because they're offending you or because they're refusing to abide by other laws. Breach of the peace is an offence in Scotland, but not so in England and Wales. If the police use their breach of the peace powers to arrest you, you cannot be prosecuted or be given a criminal record for it. Instead, you must either be released, charged with a separate public order offence, or brought before a magistrate to be bound over to keep the peace. Another ancient right we all share is the power to make a citizen's arrest. This is similar to breach of the peace, but is used to apprehend a person who's committing a serious criminal offence. In modern times, people who invoke this power are referred to as have-a-go heroes. Citizen's arrest is what gives security guards, doormen and bodyguards the powers to detain and restrain thieves and serious offenders. But get it wrong, as security guards often do, and the person making the arrests could be sued or charged with assault. Citizen's arrest can only be used to detain a person who's committed a serious offence, known as an indictable offence, the type of offence that would entitle you to a trial by jury, such as theft, robbery, criminal damage and burglary. You can't make a citizen's arrest on someone because they committed a minor offence such as harassment, common assault, disorderly behaviour or speeding, nor can you use it to arrest someone for infringing your civil rights such as trespass, slander, owing a debt or invading your privacy. By the way, theft at any value is an indictable offence. A thief can be detained using the same powers of citizen's arrest if he stole a packet of chewing gum or if he stole a TV set. However, if you lay a hand on that person and they turn out to be innocent, then you become the lawbreaker. It doesn't matter how reasonable your suspicion was that person committed an offence. If it turns out he didn't do it, or is found not guilty at court, or the offence is non-indictable, you could be sued. Although a person is entitled to know why they're under arrest, there's no special phrases or reading of rights you must make when arresting someone. Your entire aim should be to hold them until the police arrive. You don't have any rights to search them, question them, or imprison them. You can't lock them up in a back office or restrain them, except where reasonable force is necessary to prevent them making off. Any mistreatment, punishment, or abuse you dish out would just increase potential damages. Section 24A restricts citizens' arrests to instances where an offence is being or has been committed. You can't make a citizen's arrest because you think someone's about to break the law or because they're acting suspiciously. Oh, and one last point. You cannot use citizen's arrest to prevent a police officer or anyone else from making an arrest just because you think it's unlawful. The reason for this is simple. Unlawful arrest is not a criminal offence per se, and at most would constitute common assault, which is not an indictable offence. Nor should you try and use citizen's arrest to apprehend officials for misconduct or abusing their powers of office. Misconduct in public office is an indictable offence, but prosecutions for this are so rare that no convictions like to follow. What is like to follow is that you'll be sued for assault and false imprisonment.